Beware, the Most High is trying to rescue you from someone, and the name will shake you. Chosen one, this is no ordinary moment. You have not stumbled upon this message by accident. Heaven does not deal in coincidence. You were led here deliberately, divinely, because something unseen has been moving behind the curtain of your life. Even now, the hand of the Almighty hovers over your path, redirecting your steps, shielding you from a danger you cannot yet see. There is a man, yes, one whose face is familiar, even trusted, but his intentions are veiled in darkness. His name, it will be revealed. And when it is, it will unsettle the ground beneath your feet. But before that truth unfolds, you must stay. This is sacred. This is urgent. The scroll of your life is being unsealed in real time. And the Lord is revealing things long hidden. As written in Jeremiah 33:3, "Call unto me and I will answer you, and show you great and unsearchable things you do not know." This is one of those moments. What you don't know may be what's holding you back, or worse, what's about to harm you. So, do not turn away. Each second you remain here, you draw closer to the divine light of clarity. Every word is a key, every sentence a stepping stone toward freedom. Ask yourself, why now? Why this exact moment? Because heaven has seen what your eyes have missed. The trap was laid, but the Lord is intervening. The one you thought was sent to bless, you may have been sent to break you. This is your warning. Now, as you step forward into this divine role, I invite you to declare your readiness. Type Amen in the comments below as a sign of your acceptance, as a bold statement that you are ready to walk in discernment and protection. And don't leave just yet. Stay with me until the very end, because we will close with a powerful prayer that seals this message over your life. Something is being revealed. Something is being broken. And the Most High has chosen you to receive it. There is a man, one who smiled in your presence, but behind that smile, another story was silently unfolding, a man whose words were smooth as oil, yet beneath them, shadows moved. His silence was not empty. It was full of agreements made in places where you were not present, and your name was spoken without honor. He stood before you wearing the mask of a friend, but his footsteps left trails only discerned by the Spirit. The Most High has seen what your eyes could not. And the hour has come when he removes the veil. That unrest you felt deep within those quiet moments, when your spirit tensed, when your peace seemed to flicker for no reason, that was not your imagination. It was discernment knocking at your heart. You ignored it, thinking perhaps you were too sensitive. But heaven does not send warnings lightly. Heaven speaks truth, even when the truth is hard. There were nights you wept and didn't understand why. There were mornings you woke with heaviness clinging to your chest, though no storm had visibly arrived. What you felt was real, because the storm was not of weather, it was spiritual. He who carried your trust also carried hidden motives. In Psalm 64:4-5, it is written, "They shoot from ambush at the innocent. They shoot suddenly, without fear. They hold fast to their evil purpose. They talk of laying snares secretly." That is what has happened around you. But the Lord is stepping in before the snare tightens. The shadow of this man has hovered too close to your blessings. His presence delayed what was meant to be released into your life. His words, subtle and smiling, acted as chains, soft enough to be mistaken for affection, but strong enough to restrict your future. Yet, what he underestimated was not your strength, but your covenant with the Almighty. Chosen ones are never left to fall without a fight from heaven. That is why this message has come, not to frighten, but to prepare, not to expose for vengeance, but to reveal for protection. You see, the truth isn't being shown to break you, it is being shown to free you. The one who stood close enough to touch your purpose is now being removed by divine order. There is a reason you still stand, despite the attempts against your peace. Archangel Michael has drawn his sword on your behalf. The darkness tried to close in, but the light surrounding you was greater. The curtain is lifting now, and what was hidden will not stay hidden any longer. Heaven has chosen this exact moment for your eyes to open. The man who wore two faces, the one you trusted, and the one who watched for your fall, is about to be revealed. His identity will shake you, not because you were blind, but because you chose to love with purity. And still, betrayal found its way in. But betrayal does not break those who are shielded by grace. Every delay, every strange silence, every unease it was recorded, angels bore witness, the Most High wrote it down, and now the truth is descending like fire from the heavens. You are not being warned because you are weak, but because your purpose is too valuable to be corrupted by counterfeit ties. The name that is about to be revealed is not distant, it is near. And once it is known, your walk will shift, your circle will shift, your destiny will breathe freely again. This is your awakening. And it is not the end, it is the beginning of something unshakable. For when God reveals, He also restores, and what was stolen in silence will return multiplied, because heaven defends what it appoints. Stay present in this moment. The curtain of deception is falling, and what you see now will mark the moment your soul stopped tolerating lies. He who tried to dim your light has forgotten. No one can cancel what God has called forth. The one who holds time in his hands has ordained this very moment to deliver a truth that was long kept hidden, not because you weren't ready, but because heaven was waiting for the hour when your heart could carry it without breaking. The man whom God is delivering you from has already crossed a boundary, not with visible action, but with the quiet betrayal of intention. His smile came dressed in peace, but it concealed the noise of thoughts you were never supposed to hear. His words, gentle to your face, turned sharp behind your back, cutting into your name like a blade in the dark. And the Lord, who sees not only actions but the secrets of the heart, has said, "No more." For too long, this man's presence was permitted to linger, not because heaven was indifferent, but because the Most High was allowing you to grow in wisdom, allowing you to listen to the whispers of your own spirit and the tugs of intuition that have never lied to you. Even in moments when everything looked right on the outside, there was something within you that never settled, the uneasiness after conversations, the quiet suspicion after promises, the heavy stillness after his visits. These were not coincidences. They were early warnings from the Spirit. And now the time has come for what was sensed to be confirmed by what is seen. It is written in 1 Samuel 16:7, "The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." And what he has seen in this man's heart has stirred divine intervention. You trusted someone who seemed safe. You allowed someone into your circle who spoke the right words and mimicked light well enough to earn your presence. But now, the Lord is peeling back the layer that separated appearance from truth. And perhaps you're asking yourself, was it all fake? Not everything. Some pieces may have been genuine, but deception is never pure. It always borrows the shape of truth to move undetected. This man did not arrive by random chance. He studied your heart. He learned your language. He watched your kindness and thought it could be manipulated. He observed your generosity and believed it could be taken for granted. He did not plan to destroy you, Not openly, but he did plan to benefit from your blindness. But the God who guards the paths of the righteous does not allow betrayal to flourish forever. There is a story told of a woman whose life unraveled slowly after she welcomed someone into her world who felt like a gift from God. He spoke all the right words, praised her dreams, stood by her side through trials, but always with an unseen leash in hand. Over time, her spirit withered, her joy dimmed, and her sense of purpose became muddled. She didn't know why until one day, while in prayer, she felt something break in the spiritual realm. And from that moment forward, she began to see the conversations that didn't sit right, the laughter that felt rehearsed, the quiet isolation he encouraged. All of it snapped into focus. The man had not come to build with her, he had come to build from her, and when she had nothing left to give, he would have moved on. This is what heaven is protecting you from. Not only the betrayal, but the long, silent erosion of your purpose. The Lord does not expose without reason. When he speaks, it is never to humiliate, it is always to liberate. The name that draws near is not just a name, it is a symbol of everything that's been holding you back in disguise. He stood near your dreams, but cast shadows over them. He lingered around your blessings, but delayed their arrival. And still, you gave grace, gave space, gave benefit of the doubt. That mercy was your strength, but it was never meant to become your cage. In Ecclesiastes 3-7, it says, "There is a time to tear, and a time to mend, a time to be silent, and a time to speak." And heaven has now declared, this is the time to speak. The silence has served its purpose. The delay has taught its lesson. And now, the veil must fall. This man was never far. He was close enough to see your tears, yet withheld truth. He was close enough to hear your hopes, yet never truly honored them. He played two roles, the companion and the conspirator. And what he kept hidden, God is about to make plain. The unveiling will sting. There may be a moment where you question your own discernment, where you feel shame for not seeing sooner. But do not let the enemy twist this into guilt. For the Lord is not correcting you, he is protecting you. You are not late, you are right on time for your release. There are conversations you were never meant to overhear, but the Holy Spirit heard them all. There were alliances formed without your knowledge, but God shattered them before they could prosper. And now, as heaven draws the curtain aside, the name that once blended into your trusted circle will stand out like thunder on a clear day. The release you've prayed for is wrapped inside this revelation. And when you look back, when the name is finally spoken in your spirit, you will see how every moment of discomfort, every vague unease, every sudden change of energy around him was not fear, but prophecy. Your soul has known the truth for longer than your mind could accept it. But today, heaven gives your mind permission to believe what your spirit has been whispering all along. The betrayal is real. But so is the rescue. The Lord is not showing you this so you crumble. He is showing you so you can stand taller than you ever have before, no longer carrying the weight of pretense, no longer nurturing what was never meant to grow. He has placed his hand over your heart, steadying it for what's about to unfold. And though it may feel like an ending, this is truly a beginning. The atmosphere is thick with truth. The name presses against the veil of silence, ready to break free. And when it does, the light that enters your life will not only expose what was false, it will clear the way for what is true. Because, chosen one, your calling is too precious, your path is too sacred, and your destiny is too divine to be tangled in counterfeit connections any longer. Heaven is not playing games. Heaven is delivering freedom. And it begins here. As the veil thins and the sacred air thickens, The voice of heaven grows louder. No longer a whisper, no longer a quiet stirring behind your thoughts. The Lord is declaring, boldly, unmistakably, irrefutably, I am saving my beloved. I will not let them walk blindly into a snare set in secret. I will not allow deception to speak louder than truth. You are not standing at a random point in your life. You are at the threshold, the final door. And behind it waits not just a name but the unraveling of everything you thought you understood. Heaven is not showing you this to confuse you. Heaven is showing you because your freedom requires it. Think now. Reflect honestly. How many times did something about him feel off? His words were carefully measured, yet occasionally there was a pause too long to ignore. His eyes shifted. His tone faltered. His promises never fully landed. Those weren't just human errors, they were signals, subtle ripples in your spirit, sent by the divine to prepare you. You didn't imagine it. You didn't make it up. What you felt was your soul speaking in its original language, the language heaven taught it long before this world hardened your instincts. You didn't have the key back then, but the key has been handed to you. And it unlocks more than just a name. It unlocks the truth behind the mask. The man whose identity is about to be revealed is not a stranger in the distance. He is close, too close. He stood in your space, walked in your rhythm, mirrored your language, and cloaked himself in what felt like connection. But the Spirit reveals it was imitation, not intimacy. The disguise is crumbling now. The mask is slipping, and beneath it is the face you were never meant to see without divine guidance. And when the name falls, it won't be quiet. It will be thunder in your soul. This is not simply about betrayal. This is about destiny. The moment your mind registers the truth, your heart will realign with divine wisdom. Your spirit will exhale what it has been holding back. And your path, once clouded by doubt, will suddenly become clear. Heaven chose this very moment to interrupt your life, not to cause chaos, but to rescue you from it. You are standing in the center of revelation, surrounded by truth that has been held in place by angels, waiting for the exact heartbeat when your soul was strong enough to receive it. The trap is collapsing, the disguise is unraveling. What was spoken in secret is being exposed in the light. It is written in Luke 12:2. There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. This moment is the fulfillment of that word. God is not waiting for another day. He is pulling the curtain now. And yet, this revelation does not come to harm you. It comes to heal you, to restore the innocence you once gave too freely, to return the time you thought you lost, to sever the final thread that kept you tethered to something hollow. You questioned yourself so many times. You wondered, am I being too careful? Am I imagining this? Maybe I'm just overreacting. But heaven says no. You were not wrong. You were discerning. That discomfort was never fear. It was prophecy whispered in the language of the soul. Every time you felt that chill, every time your peace withdrew, heaven was signaling, look again. And the man? He believed he could remain hidden. He believed his private thoughts, his whispered conversations, his half-truths would never surface. But what he forgot, what every deceiver forgets, is that heaven hears everything. Every conversation he held in secret chambers was written in the light. Every step he took in silence echoed in the halls of heaven. And now, those echoes are being sent to your ears. You are about to hear what was never meant for you to discover on your own. You will never see him the same again. But do not tremble. The Most High is on your side. This revelation is not to break your heart, it is to preserve it. It is not to breed fear, it is to awaken strength. You are not being wounded by the truth, you are being freed by it. God is cutting the final thread that tied you to an illusion. You are being released from the version of someone that never truly existed. And though it may hurt in the moment, what follows will be peace, clarity, and a knowing that cannot be shaken. This is the moment your spirit has waited for. That quiet trembling inside you right now, that is not weakness, that is recognition. Your soul knows that truth is approaching. The silence you feel is sacred, not empty, because just beyond it is the sound of the name that will explain it all. You are not losing something, you are gaining your sight. It is written in Isaiah 30:21. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." That voice is speaking now. It is guiding you into a future where deception no longer defines your relationships, where manipulation no longer delays your calling, where masks no longer cloud your discernment. This name, this truth is not meant to crush you, it is meant to anchor you, to steady your footing for the new season, to guard your soul against counterfeit peace. Because what lies ahead of you is too important. What God has prepared cannot be touched by false alliances. And so, now, beloved, breathe deeply. The atmosphere is charged with divine unveiling. The weight you've been carrying, the confusion, the doubt, the inner tug of war is lifting. The name is coming, not just to be spoken, but to open the door to freedom. The season of shadows is ending, and truth is stepping into the light. Now, as we stand on the edge of all that has been hidden, heaven begins to speak in a voice that cannot be ignored. This is not the gentle whisper of earlier days. This is a divine roar, a voice that pierces through silence, through uncertainty, through every unanswered question that's lingered in your heart. The Lord is holding your hand. And He says, "I will not let my beloved walk blind into the arms of deception. I will expose the one who wore the light as a costume, but lived in darkness." This is not a metaphor, it is a moment. A real, holy unveiling that heaven has prepared long before this hour ever reached your timeline. Beloved, look back and see, the signs were not scattered at random. They were stitched into your days like warnings from a God who never stopped watching. The restless nights, the strange stillness when He spoke, the moments when your heart clenched without cause, you sensed it. Your soul knew something wasn't right, but you didn't yet have the language to name it. Now, that language is being written into your story. The name you are about to hear, it does not come from a stranger. That is what makes this so sharp. This is someone who stood close, someone who was handed your trust like a sacred gift. And that gift, it was misused. The betrayal was never in the distance. It wore familiarity. It borrowed closeness. It was near enough to disguise itself as care. But God never blinked. Every moment you dismissed as overthinking, every instance you brushed off as coincidence, every nudge from within you that you buried out of politeness, not to condemn you, not to punish you, but to bring you to this exact hour when clarity would come like a flood. This is the hour. Isaiah 59:19 says, "When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him." And that standard is being raised now. The mask is cracking. The image is shattering. And truth, pure, healing, undeniable truth, is pressing at the door of your understanding. You are not here by chance. You didn't stumble into this moment. The Most High has interrupted your regularly scheduled path because the revelation could wait no longer. And listen carefully, because this matters deeply. This is not only about Him. Yes, the name is coming. Yes, the truth will leave you breathless. But beneath all of this, something greater is also being revealed. You, who you are, what you carry, how guarded and cherished you've been in ways you didn't even know. This unveiling will not just show you who he really is, it will show you how loved you've always been. The truth is heavy, yes, but it is also holy. You will be shaken, but you will not fall. You will be surprised, but you will not be shattered, because heaven has been preparing your heart all along. And now, you are only one breath away from the release, one heartbeat away from the moment when the disguise falls and you finally understand why your spirit always paused around him. You were not weak. You were not naive. You were never blind. Your spirit was alive. It was discerning. And now, that discernment is being confirmed by divine revelation. This man, he thought he was safe behind his smile. He believed the timing of his affection, the precision of his charm, would conceal the roots of his real intention. But every performance eventually ends, and under the light of the Almighty, every mask will be removed. You saw his laughter, you watched his gestures, you heard the tenderness in his voice when he needed something. But the Spirit says it was not concern, it was calculation. What looked like care was choreography. What felt like destiny was disguise. He thought your kindness could be exploited, but he forgot that you were never walking alone. God was standing between you and the snare, even when you didn't know it. That's why you're still here. That's why this moment is happening now, because heaven refused to let you walk into a trap made of silk and lies. And now, the name that heaven has kept wrapped in silence is pressing so close that your spirit can feel its weight before it's even spoken. There is a trembling in the atmosphere. Do you feel it? That isn't fear. It's recognition. Your soul is beginning to understand. Your heart is leaning into what's coming, even before your mind can grasp the fullness of it. God is saying, I will not let the one I love be deceived any longer. I will not let their future be shackled to someone whose loyalty was only a performance. And when this name comes, when it breaks through the silence like lightning splitting the sky, you will not only hear truth, you will feel release. The knots in your heart will loosen. The questions you've buried will finally rise with answers. You will not see him the same. You won't even see yourself the same. Because now, you'll understand how deeply protected you've always been. Psalm 121:3-4 promises, He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The one who guards your soul has never stopped watching. He saw what you missed. He recorded what you didn't hear. He shielded you from what you didn't know was forming. And now, the hour of unveiling is upon you. Beloved, do not be afraid of the truth, because it does not come to crush, it comes to clear the way, for new beginnings, for peace, for the kind of love that does not hide behind manipulation or double meaning. Yes, the name will sting, but the sting will be followed by a supernatural peace that no mask could ever provide. You are stepping into understanding, into freedom, into vision. And now, the moment arrives when heaven no longer delays. The voice of the Most High does not whisper, it thunders. It does not suggest, it declares. There is no hesitation left in the heavens. The hour has come. The veil has thinned. The truth is pushing at the threshold of your understanding, and the weight of revelation has settled like a cloud over your life. God is speaking clearly. I am saving you now. I will not allow deception to trail behind you any longer. I will no longer let darkness wear the garments of light within your presence. The time of pretending has ended. Chosen one, this is not merely the conclusion of a warning, it is the birthing place of vision. You are standing on sacred ground. The earth beneath you may feel unsteady, but heaven above you is unmoved. The presence of the Almighty surrounds you like fire, not to consume you, but to protect the truth that has long waited to rise from the silence. Search your memory. Trace the path of every unease that clung to your spirit when His name was spoken. Recall the stilted pauses in His voice, the sudden shifts in His tone, the moments when His eyes avoided yours. Think of how His promises, though wrapped in beauty, always rang hollow when they reached your soul. These were not coincidences. They were footprints in the spiritual realm, breadcrumbs leading you to this very door. You thought you were imagining things. You convinced yourself it